What is up, YouTube? This is T-Quentin1 coming at you with another video, and today I'm pretty excited to talk to you about the final season of Smallville. It's been a long road getting here, but we're finally able to talk about Season 10. As a series, Smallville has had its ups and downs. There were awesome seasons like Season 3, Season 7, and Season 9, pretty good seasons like Season 5 and 6, and shitty seasons like 1, 4, and 8. And while the final season may not be the best of the show, I think it does end on a high note in a conclusive 22 episode package. The biggest positive is probably the fact that this is Superman. It's not playing coy or shying away anymore. This is the season where after 10 years, Clark fulfills his destiny. He becomes the character we know in this season. He has a dual identity as the bumbling, unassuming Clark Kent and the beacon of hope that is Superman. Speaking of that, I thought it was really fitting that one of the main arcs this season is finding a symbol for the people of Earth to rally behind. And I gotta say, Willing gives his best performance this season. I can't stress how satisfied I was to see him become Superman. I think the story's wrapped up pretty well. The finale was satisfying to me. Pretty much everyone got a conclusive arc, and since Lana is gone, Clark and Lois finally have a legit relationship. While their dialogue can be really cheesy, it's just cool to finally see them together. That's really this season as a whole. It's not perfect, but it's awesome to finally see some of the stuff we've been waiting for 10 years. I thought the decision to make Darkseid the villain of this season was a great one, as he's one of the most dangerous Superman antagonists. I wondered how they could top a personality as strong as Zod, but they went a different direction. He's more of an unseen force. I also appreciated the trip down memory lane that was the episode Homecoming, the 200th episode of the show. It was actually kind of emotional to think about how far we've come, and I thought the moment with the bug dude from season 1 was pretty touching and shows the positive impact Clark has had on people, which really ties into the theme of this whole season, hope. Hope is the main theme of the Superman character. In the same way that Batman is vengeance and pain, Superman is hope, the hope for a better tomorrow. And they nail that this season. It's written well, and as I said, Tom Welling is a great Superman. I keep talking about Welling, but the rest of the cast this season is also phenomenal. I think Justin Hartley really came into his own as Green Arrow in this season, and his whole VRA arc was pretty interesting. While we didn't see a lot of her, I think Chloe had a fitting farewell also. She was always kind of the face of the show to me, as she was made up for the show. And while sometimes she could get a little grating, I think she helped keep Clark grounded, and it was cool that she got one of the last scenes. I like that. About halfway through this season came one of the most awesome episodes and one of the biggest shocks. Now, in episode 8, we found out the earth-shattering revelation that Tess was the daughter of Lionel Luthor, and I remember how much that blew my mind, but I was thinking, just a pity that he died in season 7. Well, in the episode Luthor, Lionel returns, kind of. Yeah, this Lionel was a little more like the character was originally. He comes from Earth 2, which is the Earth where Ultraman comes from, and that was pretty cool to see also. Instead of being the morally gray character of seasons 5 through 7, he is pure evil. But Lionel is a great villain, and seeing John Glover back was just fucking rad. He has pretty much all my favorite lines this season, too. And his arc is tied with another surprise this season, Superboy. I really did not think the show would introduce him, but it does. Here he's a clone of Lex and Clark, and he starts out as a little kid with accelerated aging, and we see Tess become a mother figure to him. I thought that stuff was great. And as I brought up with the bug guy, we see Clark have a positive impact in his life as well, which is one of the main parts of the Superman character. And I just think they nailed that this season. Tess was already becoming one of my favorite characters in season 9, but here she gets even better, especially in all those scenes where she is sparring with Lionel. The action scenes are also the best they have ever been, and they're pretty bloody on occasion, especially in the episode Dominion, which that episode is cool because it gives us one last goodbye to Zod. And while it felt a little shoehorned, it was pretty cool seeing him back. I also just love the cinematography this season. It uses lots of color in most episodes, but there's some interesting looking monochromatic ones too. Speaking of things returning, how emotional was that scene with Jonathan Kent? Come on. I may not have gotten teary-eyed, but that was still some great stuff. In the finale, however, the most anticipated return was definitely Lex. Michael Rosenbaum will always be the definitive live-action version of this character, and it was downright glorious to see him one more time. After 2 seasons and 21 episodes of this one, oh my god, it was awesome. It was pretty sad to see him kill Tess, but it was worth it just to see one more scene with Lex. But this season is not perfect. After the darkness of season 9, they kind of try to return to a lighter tone. And sometimes it worked. I thought the episode Fortune was really enjoyable and fun, but sometimes, like in the episode Harvest, or that one where it's like Thanksgiving at Lois's house, it just didn't work for me. I thought it was felt a lot more like season 4, which I hate that season. So also, there's a few arcs that don't go anywhere. All the main characters really get everything wrapped up, but I think they introduced the Suicide Squad this season, and that really has no point. And about halfway through the season, they also just kind of wrap up all the Justice Society stuff from season 9. I thought that was kind of rushed. Also, even though I was generally really satisfied with this season as a whole, there's some stuff that I wish we could have seen. Like, we never got a good look at Clark in the Superman suit, and I think that's bullshit. Because this show's been on the air 10 years, and it has a monster budget, so I just, that really pissed me off. And also, we never got one scene with the whole Luthor family together. We never got Lex, Lionel, and Tess together, and I really wanted to see that. Tess got some scenes with Lionel, Lex got a scene with Tess, but also Lionel and Lex were never reunited, and that kind of sucks too. All in all, I think that Smallville season 10 really wraps up the series well. It has its flaws, sure, but I think it's a great conclusion to a great show, and it is a big part of the Superman legacy for me. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. This is T Quentin 1 signing out.